Is an only child a lonely child?
This month in Family Planning magazine, child psychologist Dr. Ethan Wood answers a question from Andrea Gonzalez, who writes, Dear Dr. Wood, my husband and I are facing a dilemma, namely the issue of whether to have a second child. We already have one healthy, happy 5-year-old daughter. Both of us have demanding jobs and limited time and financial resources, but we're also very keen to ensure that our only child does not become a lonely child. So, what are the pros and cons of having a second child?
Dear Andrea, this is one of the most difficult issues that parents nowadays face. As you point out, a concern that is often heard with regard to single children is whether one child necessarily means a lonely child. Many single-child parents feel a stigma associated with their decision to have only one child. There are no other children in the family for the child to associate with, and this may lead to the child feeling lonely at times, especially during vacations. Another common argument against having just one child is that an only child may be more spoiled than one with siblings. Many people believe that a single child will not have learned to negotiate with others and respect the give and take involved in many relationships. Some think this may leave the child less capable of interacting well with people his or her own age than one who has been raised with siblings. Despite these arguments, the number of parents choosing to have only one child is increasing in many parts of the world. In the U.S., for example, 14% of women between 18 and 34 plan to have just one child, and this percentage is expected to rise. The same trend can be seen in the U.K. According to the Family Policy Studies Centre, the overall number of British children being born each year has declined. In Japan, the average number of children born per family has declined to 1.42 by 1996, while latest statistics cite less than one child. This has led to government concerns about supporting an increasing population of elderly people in the future. It is predicted that by 2020, a third of the population in Japan will be aged 65 or over. For some single-child parents, particularly those with busy careers, the pressures of devoting time and energy to a second child can seem too overwhelming, resulting in them electing to have no more children. For other parents, the financial burden of having a second child may be the prime consideration. According to government surveys, many couples in Japan choose not to have large families, as the cost of supporting a child up to the age of 18 is estimated to be around 20 million yen, equivalent to around 160,000 US dollars. Advocates of single-child families argue that there are advantages for the child as well as the parents. With just one child, they suggest there is less potential for family arguments arising from favoritism or sibling jealousy. Moreover, with only one child, the parents can give and the child can receive more quality time and attention. This often leads to increased self-esteem, which, combined with increased independence, can lead to the child being more confident. Unfortunately, Andrea, there is no simple answer to the question of whether or not to have a second child. The circumstances affecting each set of parents are unique, and what is appropriate for one family may not be for another. The important thing in the end is to make a decision that both you and your husband feel confident about.